This is my friend, Roseanne. We're gonna learn about IB. I've been working in this district for many years. I kind of know what IB is, but we're actually gonna go take a look at IB. This is my friend Sarah. So,
hello.
One sentence. What is IB?
It's International Baccalaureate, where we are developing inquiring students that are internationally minded and global citizens.
Great. I know that sounds pretty fancy, but we're just gonna make it nice and easy to show you what schools are doing.
So hard. Hard walking backwards. So hard walking backwards.
What kids are doing right now is they actually made cardboard carnival games, cardboard arcade games based on a video called Kane's Arcade, and so we connected it to the strength and stability concepts of building and testing, and so we wanted to make sure the games were stable.
This is kind of cool, kind of like a whack-a-mole game, but whack-a-sock. And there's actually a student in there doing the sock part.
And they came up with these all on their own.
Oh really? Yeah, no.
Like we had no, nothing. We showed them the video of Kane's Arcade, and they're like, we got them to brainstorm like what kind of games they might want to do, and
cool.
This is all them. This has nothing to do with us.
What you have to do is you have to throw this ball at these two ducks.
Oh.
You get 3 turns to hit each of these ducks.
There we go. Keep it nice and steady. There we go. Oh.
You got them both. I'm giving them comments and suggestions about their game.
Okay, so you play the game, obviously, and you just kind of writing up a comment about the game. You guys think this is related to science?
It is
Math?
connected to science. Yeah, connected to
Okay.
science, and then I guess, you know, maybe a little bit of social studies and religion kind of thrown in there in the addition of community and showing appreciation. And we talked about how, like, what a good, kind suggestion is as opposed to something that's rude. So connecting all of those, I don't know, people skills, I guess.
That's kind of neat that it's all connected that way versus just doing
just
science
one, right?
only, right?
Yeah, because it's important that they learn how to give a good suggestion. I mean, that's something that they're going to have to do for the rest of their life.
Okay, so show me how you pick a part.
So these are like the calmest, quietest kids I ever seen. Well behaved. Keep seeing learner profile in every classroom. What's the point and why is it a little bit different every little bit classroom?
So even though the learner profile looks different in every classroom, it still is the same. So we're still working towards developing all the same learner profile attributes in all of our students. And it's not just specific to the primary years program, but to diploma program, middle years program, and this program.
So that's every classroom kind of develop their own? Is that the idea?
Yeah, and very student friendly.
First year IB, how's it like?
Well, it's pretty amazing. Like, I think about not being an IB now, and I have a hard time wrapping my head around what it would be like, because I think I would take it with me everywhere, because it's such a beautiful way to approach teaching, and I think it's a great way for the kids to learn.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives them the freedom and the opportunity and the confidence to kind of explore their interests and what it is that we're talking about, and to look at things outside of the classroom, do you know what I mean? And in the perspective of what's happening in their world rather than just isolated between these 4 walls.
And then like the first time did you have like a wow experience, like example that really
the wow I have every day, just because yesterday I went to a session and they were talking about how sometimes we underestimate what the kids can do, and their ability to ingrain or integrate the vocabulary of the IB into their daily lives is amazing.
So as you take a look around, you're going to see computers, desktops, you're going to see Osmos, you'll see dot dashes, you'll see the library, and so that's basically a summary of this space. Anything that will encourage kids to ask more questions, that's what PYP is really all about.
Okay, so it's kind of that higher plane of trying to get kids going and thinking and asking questions.
Definitely.
Okay, great. So we're going to take a look around. Let's go.
So over here at this station, we have students, they chose objects.
So they were searching at home and they found two different objects, one that they thought would sink and one that they thought would float. And so what they've done is they've made predictions, and it's part of our exploration of water.
Smash up random stuff.
Yes,
There's
and
an
so
Hello
lots
Kitty.
of random things. Yeah, so like they went home and chose Barbie. What do you notice?
It's floating
Why do you think it's floating?
because it has air in it.
We don't have IB, and then the Alberta Program of Studies, everything is together. So right now they're looking at buoyancy, and you can see right here they're using different visible thinking routines on the students' prior knowledge.
I like how they do it. Under the sea, think and wander, and kids will write down, I see the marbles thing, inquiry.
Their wondering is going to drive their inquiry, so then they're going to try and figure that out. So once again, like we talked about, the questioning is such a big part. In the kindergarten classroom, their unit of inquiry right now is on where we are in place and time, so they're looking at shelter as a human need. But they're not just looking at shelters within Edmonton, they're looking shelters around the world, and they're tying literature into what they're doing, building, so hands-on activities. And it's very interesting to see what homes the students have knowledge about versus what they would like to learn more about.
This one said, I think big bricks shelter will withstand the wind the best. The brick shelter was the strongest. So again, this is kindergarten doing this. And it's interesting because most of them actually thought the same thing.
So Kelsey, what do we use our interactive word wall for?
We use it for pictures or things of materials, design, structures, properties, and stability. So on structures is like the power plant, so that's what makes part of the world work, like the lights. And the materials are like the houses, so that's also a bit, so it's the houses you live in. And structures, lots of cool things that are useful.
So these things are all kind of connected to each other, right?
Yes.
Cool. And one thing I learned about IB is that IB is not really a course per se. It kind of just sits on top of what we're teaching, right?
It's a framework for teaching and learning.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Absolutely. And bringing in those local and to international connections. So as we saw in the last classroom, when they were exploring vocabulary and looking at their interactive word wall with structures, they were able to talk about not only things that were in Edmonton, but places around the world. And so that's part of that international mindedness piece.
That's good. Okay.
Perfect.
I've been going to the left. Hey,
The kids are super engaged. Hi. What are you doing?
just making a conveyor belt.
Yeah? Is that what you're planning to do? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll come and check what you're doing, okay? Cool. So you can see that the kids are really engaged in what they're trying to do. So we're going to check out what they're doing. And this guy wants to show what you're doing. What are you doing? Is this how you're putting the candy here essentially?
Yeah.
It's going to roll?
The candy will go down in here.
And then almost done. That's cool. So let's see. Do that again?
Okay. I don't know if it'll stay. I'll hold it.
Okay.
Wait, here. No, like it. So round, then we have to put some cotton balls inside here. Then it will drop in this little bowl.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Watching this, like, the kids are gaining so much hands-on, so they're learning a ton, and like you just see their creativity kind of sparkle and shine.
We are grabbing these ice out of the containers. You'll see why in a second. Why are we outside?
We are off to build an igloo with the kindergartens for their unit of inquiry, where we are in place and time, and
Okay.
shelter being a human need.
That's cool. So a little bit of practical. just
Very
to show.
practical,
Yeah.
yep.
Instead of Google image, what an eagle look like. Well, let's try to build it.
Decide it. Should it be close to the same size or should it be smaller? Or
Artist!
the Arctic, right? And do people live in igloos too? Have placed it so it's right over top. So when we continue to add our next
All right, so we're done for today. Thanks, Roseanne, for showing me around. Basically, IB in action.
Yeah, I guess a lot of it comes down to, is it a program for everybody? And it really is. It's a program for all, and it's providing an enriched experience to an already amazing curriculum.
And we only touched like really just a few schools in these videos. There's many schools in Edmonton Catholic that has IB, so
Yeah, lots of opportunities.
yeah, so check out your local school. We'll talk to you later.
You bet, thanks.